What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Drunk and Disorderly. I'm Clinton McGill, here with
Levon Robinson,
uh
overdrawn turd.
Levo.
We got some. Oh shit.
Got some feedback going.
Oh shit. Little feedback. Little feedback.
So how's it going, man? I haven't seen you in like 6 fucking weeks.
Yeah. It's going good.
That's good.
Going good. Keeping busy.
Working hard.
Working hard. Hardly working. Whichever.
Working for the main.
Whichever.
Main keeping you down, not being able to play video games and shit.
That's right. That's right. Fuck man.
Workman's life.
Workman's life. That's all it is. How you been?
I've been working, playing video games, doing some drinking. Same shit as always.
You have no life.
Touche. So, what video games? What video games have you played in the last 6 weeks?
Well, we got down on some For Honor. We also got down on some Ghost Recon, which I loved.
Ghost Recon's amazing.
Yeah, the beta was awesome. It was awesome.
Is your mic on?
Yeah. Very well played. I love the maps. They're huge.
That's what she said.
Yeah. And I played some Resident Evil. I did buy it. Did play it.
How is that game? I've been on the fence about buying that game.
I love it.
Really?
Love it.
Me and Alyssa were at Walmart today, and she's like, "Oh, Dad, Resident Evil," and I'm like, I don't really know.
Oh. Uh-oh. He doesn't know
Technical
how to use
difficulties.
it. He doesn't know how to use it.
Well, it keeps not registering. Now I'm like way too hot.
Yeah, let's not get that.
There we go. Okay. Oh, it's still too hot.
Yeah, no, still not.
How about now? Nope, still hot. How about now? How about catch me outside? How about that?
Catch me on the platform. How about that? Joe.
Joe. Hashtag Joe Joseph New York. Check him out on YouTube. But no, yeah, the maps on Ghost Recon are ridiculously big. Like the first beta that they had, I felt like the map was about the size of like the southern part of Grand Theft Auto, which was huge. And then this open beta that they just had opened up a whole other map about the same size, and that's only like 20% of the entire map.
Yeah, and it was ridiculous. Like the just the size, the sheer size of the map. And it was awesome that that they had the SAM sites and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank God that when we were in the shit, we had a ghost leader like you. Not like Ghost 4.
Hashtag Ghost Leader.
Hashtag Ghost Leader. Moved up to the number 2 spot.
Well, it's all. I mean, it's just like that movie Crimson Tide. When Denzel Washington ended up becoming the CEO of the submarine.
Yeah, that's true. Just a little Denzel.
Just call me DZ.
Denzel.
But no, it was really good. Really looking forward to the game. Comes out Tuesday. I think it's going to be really good. I think it's going to be what the Division wanted to be, and so much more. Like I love co-op campaign games. Like there's nothing more satisfying than running through a story mode with 3 of your friends.
Oh yeah, definitely. And when it was you, Joe, and I, and even when Jake came in, it was such a good time.
Oh,
like,
man.
Full of fucking laughs and stuff like that. But it makes it that much more better, especially when you do it with guys that know how to play and know what you're doing.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun, and I mean, me and you've been playing together since Modern Warfare 2 on PS3.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, when you're playing with other people that are like, when you're playing a military game where other people are military minded, and strategies start coming in, it's fun. And then, but also be able to play with like a relaxed group of guys where you can fuck off and do some dumb shit like, hey, I'm gonna jump over this wall and see what happens. Like, Roger, I'm pulling Overwatch. So it's a lot of fun. It's a really good game. If you like GTA, it's kind of like the online multiplayer of GTA, but without all the dumb shit. All the vehicles are drivable. Like everything's, you can, if there's a car on the road, you can grab it and use it. If
A tractor. If there's a tractor.
if there's a
you can
tractor,
grab that.
one person can drive it, one person can ride.
None but a tactical tractor.
I mean, I guess it would be bitch, right? If you're riding on the back.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you
Is
call
that the bitch?
I mean, I don't know.
Is the guy in the back the bitch, or is he's? I mean, he's usually giving it. You know what I'm saying?
True. The one in the back's giving it.
Yeah, usually the one in the back's giving it. So I'd say he's the more powerful one. More powerful in the back.
So it was a lot of fun. For Honor just released 2 weeks ago now. It's been out for 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, I believe it's been about 2 weeks.
I bought it. You haven't bought it yet.
I haven't. I'm on the fence about it because Ghost Recon's coming out next week.
So which one do you want to buy?
Oh, I don't know. I think I'm gonna lean towards Ghost Recon. I think I'll get a little bit more out of it.
If you have money for one or the other, Ghost Recon will probably be the way to go. If you have money for both, get both.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But Ghost Recon, man, we just had too much fun.
Ghost Recon's gonna be a riot. I can't wait till it comes out. What? 3 more days.
3 more days.
You going to the midnight release?
I'm actually thinking about it.
Or
Yeah.
are you gonna take Tuesday off?
Yeah, I can't do that. Can't do that. But it has crossed my mind, and I might still go to the midnight release and just lose a whole day of sleep.
Well, if I'm not at work on Tuesday, it's definitely not because I bought Ghost Recon.
Right. Definitely. So, Clinton will not be at work.
More than likely Tuesday I probably will not be there. It's okay though. I got like 13 hours of PTO, so.
Oh, I don't get that.
Let's see. Every paycheck we get well, right now I've been there for maybe 3 years this year. I think I get like 3.5 hours every paycheck.
Oh, that'd be nice.
It is. You're not supposed to use it for sick days, and they kind of get pissy when you do. It's supposed to be for scheduled time off, but you don't get any sick days where I work either. Like there is no, oh, I'm sick. Okay, well you can use one of 2 sick days that you got from there.
The black love, boss.
I got the black love, Bob. You worked in there for 1 day.
One day.
1 day. But
Got the black love.
yeah, it's gonna be good. For Honor's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Resident Evil. I want to talk more about Resident Evil because I'm really on the fence about getting Resident Evil. I played the first hour demo that they had for free on there. How is the actual game?
The actual game, okay, it's a little slow, but I only say it's slow because it's hard to be fast paced in that game because behind every corner.
Well,
you're literally waiting for something to pop out.
That's just Resident Evil though. It's always been that way.
Yeah.
And I loved the Resident Evil series because they were survival horror games, and it wasn't fast paced. It was, I mean, the original one was puzzles.
Right.
You
right.
had to figure out how to get into the next room.
Right. And it's a little like this. There are some puzzles, but there's a lot more interaction. Like there's one in the first couple of hours of the game. There's one motherfucker that will not die. Oh my god!
There's always that one guy.
Yeah, and I mean you hit him with a fucking car, you chop his head off, and all sorts of shit, and the goddamn guy just keeps coming back. But it scares the shit out of you every time. But it's kind of got.
So it does still have that kind of like scary factor though, like the jump freak out type shit.
Oh, for you, yeah, you probably piss your pants.
I love it.
But it does scare you quite a bit. There's some creepy. It's almost got like a Hills Have Eyes family in it. You know, it's like a family of fucking cannibals and nasty ass.
See, that's what I kind of got from the demo, and that's where I was kind of like, this isn't Resident Evil. This is like this should be like a new franchise. But then I started seeing some of the newer trailers for it, and it has the zombies and the weird creatures and stuff. And so then it's kind of like, so the demo, what they demoed for the game was a horrible idea to demo for the game because
it didn't even give it justice.
Well, you had no interaction with any kind of creatures. Basically, you were just running around trying to figure out how to get out of the house. There was some like creepy shit that happened and some really gross shit that happened, and then that was it. You got out of the house and it was like, oh, buy the full game on, you know,
I hate
whatever
demos
day.
like that. Hate demos like that. But no, like the further you get into it, there's like these black fucking ooze monsters that come out of the walls, and they usually scare the shit out of you
Okay.
and stuff. I mean, it's all around a really, really, really tight game, and I enjoyed it. I still do.
See, in the last, I'm going to say this, the last Resident Evil game that I really appreciated, that I really liked, was Resident Evil Code Veronica.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
4 was okay. 5, I like the co-op. I like the co-op version, or the co-op aspect of 5, just because, like I said, I like playing games co-op. I never played 6 because 5 just kind of ruined it for me. It went from a survivor horror, you know, kind of strategy game where you had to like figure shit out how to do stuff to it was a third person shooter.
Right, right.
There's a plethora of third person shooters out there. I could play any game I wanted to and just go around and kill fucking. I mean, I could go play fucking Call of Duty Zombies if I wanted to do that.
Yeah.
I want the. Oh shit. Okay, so this picture tells me that waterfalls are life, and so that means I got to figure out how to get into the waterfall and move this block over to this switch in the water, and then while I'm doing that, this fucking guy pops up out of the fucking water and scares the shit out of me. Like that's what I love about Resident Evil.
Yeah, this is more interactive. This is more, you know, it's got more of a story. It's not so much puzzles and everything else. It's really an all around good game. I like that. I think they finally found their niche.
Yeah.
I think they finally found the one that is gonna actually is a good Resident Evil game.
I like that.
So, I highly recommend it if you're in for a good scare. You like horror or anything like that.
I love horror.
Yeah, it's a good game for that. It's a good game for that,
Okay.
and there hasn't been one since, in my eyes, The Suffering. So
I've never played that game, but I've heard
got to.
horrible tales about that game.
Oh yeah, it scared the living daylights out of me.
You know what game really scared the shit out of me, and I didn't realize it until like after that generation of consoles was dead, was Fatal Frame
I never
on
played it.
PS2.
Never played it.
I downloaded an emulator for my computer and played a little bit of it. Okay, so there's ghost in this house. You're in the house, and you're in there. The only way you can see the ghost is through your camera, and the only way you can kill the ghost is by taking pictures of them to capture their soul. So you're walking in a hallway, and you hear something, so you turn around, and you bring up your camera, and all of a sudden there's just this fucking ghost image in front of your face.
No.
Oh, dude, oof. I probably went through about 8 pairs of underwear playing that game. Like, not even lying. It was scary. It was fun. I jump and I scream like a little girl at horror games and horror movies, but I love them for that reason. Like, I just love that adrenaline rush.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like going to a amusement park and riding roller coasters. It's going to scare the shit out of you, and you're going to be freaked out, and that's what you love about it. Like,
Right, it's the thrill.
You go there for that.
Yeah, you go there for the thrill.
Yep.
This game, I gotta get in a little bit more with it, and I haven't played. I've kind of been here and there, playing the Ghost Recon beta and all that. So, and I haven't honestly been on my PlayStation much.
You haven't?
Just to play some Netflix.
The old skin flicks.
No, the old skin flicks. I've been watching. The OA.
Is that any good?
It is really good.
We just watched that Santa Clarita Diet.
I started it. The first couple episodes was kind of funny, where she pukes all over the bathroom.
It's one of those movies. There's kind of a storyline there, but it's basically. Alyssa's been watching this show. What's it called? The dad's a drunk and.
Shameless.
Yeah, Shameless. She's been watching that, and basically, from what I've watched from it, is it's all supposed to be just a bunch of. There's kind of a story behind everything, but it's a bunch of one-liners, basically, is what the whole TV show is.
Yeah.
That's basically what Santa Clarita Diet is.
Yeah,
And when you
Yeah.
have Drew Barrymore and I can't think of
What's
the other
it?
guy's
He's
name.
from. He's from. He played Hitman, and he's from Justified.
He played Hitman.
He was on Justified in FX, I believe.
Yeah, he was also in. I mean, listen, we're just talking about this. He was in another movie.
He was in.
Well, he's
he
in.
was the cop in Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yep, he was also in Die Hard.
Yeah.
Live Free or Die Hard.
I can't think of his
I have
name.
no clue what his name is.
Uh,
But he. What the hell is that movie? Oh, he was in. The reason why I think of him is movies. He was in The Girl Next Door.
Oh, he was. He played the porno director.
Yeah, and he had all those like quick, witty one-liners,
Yep.
and that's basically his character in this TV show.
Yep.
So I liked it. It was pretty good. There's only 10 episodes. They're only like a half hour long, but it was a good watch. Like we watched them all, and it was just.
I think it's good. Have you ever watched The Ranch?
I have not watched that
Oh,
yet.
watch it. It's so funny.
I need to watch it.
So funny.
I've been meaning to watch it, but I'm like, I'm kind of on the fence. It's kind of like that movie The Do-Over on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
I was on the fence about watching that, and then we watched it, and I laughed my ass off.
Yeah. The Ranch has Sam Elliott, Ashton Kutcher, the curly-headed one from that '70s show.
Yeah.
Ashton Kutcher is the one that created it. And
Okay.
It's about some country boys out in where are they?
Like Wyoming or something.
Yeah,
like that, right?
Wyoming, Colorado, something like that.
Yeah.
Fucking funny, hilarious. I can't get enough of that show.
Ashton Kutcher, like he's played some different roles in his time, but he really shines as in a comedic role.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you said butterfly effect, I was gonna punch you in
No,
your
no, no.
soul.
Like his Dude, Where's My Car?
Yeah.
Like those kind of roles where he's just kind of like it's all about comedy. What was that other one where he just married
Oh.
him and his wife go on their honeymoon?
Yeah.
I mean, like those kind of roles fit him perfectly, and so I've really been considering watching that show just because like I know it's a comedy and I know he's going to do really well at it. So and he made it. So
yeah, you should definitely watch it. I highly recommend it.
hey, check it out.
Yeah, it's hysterical. Hysterical.
Hysterical. So movies.
Logan came out. I was thinking about going to see it right after the show.
I'm really seriously considering going and watching it. It's another rated R Marvel movie. Ever since Disney's taken over, like they're like, fuck this rated R shit.
Yeah, I know.
They're like, hey, Deadpool, fucking.
Did you see
Wolverine.
the leaked
Deadpool 2?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
looks fucking funny.
Oh,
His
dude, you
ass
can't-
just hanging out in the fucking telephone booth.
Ryan Reynolds was made for that role.
He
And
was.
he even said in an interview, he said, I don't want to ever play any character ever again except for Deadpool.
Oh my god, he's so fantastic at it. He's
Oh,
hilarious
The
at it.
first movie was so, and it's not even like, the story is like, it's okay, like it's a Marvel movie, but his fucking one-liners in that movie, dude, it's just, it's every time, like every 10 minutes, you were laughing at something that he said.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Well, in this, it looks like the second one's gonna be the same.
Yeah.
And speaking of Hugh Jackman, rest in peace. He never wants to do another Wolverine.
I kind of figured that since this movie he's old. Well, in the last one, kind of led up to that where he basically got his powers taken away from him.
Yep.
And then I figured they wanted to do probably one more to kind of kill his character off. And I figured that's what Logan's going to be. He's going to die at the end.
That's what I heard is what Logan's supposed to be. But there was like rumors speculating going around or whatever that Ryan Reynolds was actually like sitting outside his house playing music, trying to get him to make a cameo on Deadpool, and he won't do it.
That would be awesome.
Oh, man.
What was that? It was one of the ones where they went back in like prequel to the X-Men movies, and young Professor Xavier and somebody else catch up to Wolverine, and he's in a bar. They're like, hey, you know,
Oh.
whatever. He's like, fuck off.
Yeah, yeah.
He may have like a short cameo in that movie where they were like trying to recruit me, basically like told him to piss off, and that was it.
Yep, yep, yep. Most veteran thing to ever say. Are you a beer? Yeah. I'm looking forward to that movie. I can't wait till that comes out.
I think it's gonna be good. I'm really sad that Hugh Jackman's not gonna play another Wolverine character, but
Yeah, but it is what it is. Everything comes to an end.
I mean he's been Wolverine for what? He was in all three X-Men
Oh
movies.
shit.
And then he was in. I know he was in Apocalypse, and he was in.
He had his own Wolverine movies.
Yeah, there's three of those.
Yeah.
So I mean he's. I mean I guess at some point in time you got to feel like your character's played out, and
Right.
as a fan we'll never get tired of it. But you got to think of it like, as an actor, it's a job for him.
Correct.
So maybe that's not what he likes doing. What was that? I'm trying to think of another movie that he was in. It was really good. There was one. God, I can't remember what that movie was. It was really good though. It's kind of like a dramatic type movie.
Hmm.
But maybe he really likes doing those kind of movies. It doesn't really like being the whole badass.
Oh, he's good at it.
I mean he is good at it. I'll give him that. But maybe that's not what he really wants to do. Like Ryan Reynolds with Deadpool, like he loves that character. Like that's what he likes doing. He likes having that sarcastic sense of humor.
Yeah.
You know that the one-liners, stuff like that, and he really likes that character. Maybe Hugh Jackman just doesn't like being Wolverine.
I think he's tired. I think he's done with it. Which I mean, he's been like you said, he's been doing it for years,
Yeah.
years and years. So I think he's just done with it. I think he knows that, and he did his time, and I think he's just done, which sucks, but
I mean,
he did it.
he did it, and we all have classic movies to go back and watch and enjoy.
You know, and it's funny. Like if you think about it, all the majority of all the other X-Men, they had other people play them in the younger version.
Yeah.
He's the only one, I believe, right? Is the only one that plays the same character in every single X-Men movie.
Well, that's because he was.
Because he doesn't.
He was
Yeah.
born in the Civil War. Well, yeah, Civil War
Right.
era.
That's what I'm saying. So he played in every one.
Yeah.
Like the dude. Yeah, he did his thing.
He did his time.
He did his time as Wolverine. Yeah. For sure.
I mean, it was good. The thing that makes me mad about superhero movies is that some characters, some actors don't want to stick with their character. I mean, look
Yeah.
at Hulk.
Oh yeah.
They
They
did-
ran through 3 of them.
They released a Hulk movie, and they re-released another Hulk movie because they were planning on doing the Avengers, and they're like, hey, we're gonna redo this with you as the Hulk, so that you can be in the Avengers movie. And then that guy didn't even want to be in the Avengers movie. Horrible mistake, by the way, because that movie did fucking fantastic.
Right.
But you had the remake of the Hulk, and then you had it was the Incredible Hulk was the first one. Then you had the Hulk because they planned on using him as the Hulk character in the Avengers movies.
Right.
And then he didn't want to do it, and so then you have a completely different guy in the Avengers movies
Right.
who stuck with it.
Right.
And I think he really plays a really good Bruce Banner,
Yeah.
the one that's in the Avengers movies.
Yep. Mark Ruffalo, Garruffalo,
Yeah, something like that.
Gruffalo,
I don't know
McGruff.
what his name is.
Mark McGruff.
He's been in a couple other movies.
Yeah, he's been in quite a bit of movies.
Yeah.
More than dramatic.
Yeah.
Women.
And that's why I think he plays a really good Bruce Banner, because he has that kind of dramatic, and like Bruce Banner was always kind of like more of a dramatic character.
Right.
When you got to the Hulk, I mean, it's CG at that point, so all you're doing is voiceovers at that point.
Right.
So you have to find a character that can really play Bruce Banner, not the Hulk.
Right. I did watch Hacksaw Ridge.
Tell me
Amazing.
more.
Amazing.
Tell me more.
Oh my god.
I want to see that movie.
Yeah, it was by far one of the greatest foreign movies I've ever seen.
Really?
Yep. By far.
So, if you were to put Hacksaw Ridge and We Were Soldiers
Hacksaw
together.
Ridge.
Really?
Yes. Now, if you put Hacksaw Ridge and Saving Private Ryan together, that's a different story. It
Where
is
would you,
up there.
where would you go with Saving Private Ryan and Hacksaw Ridge?
Oh,
Or is it neck and neck?
it is very neck and neck. Very neck and neck. The first, so I mean, it doesn't get into the war right away.
Right, right.
But this is on the other side. This is Japan, you know.
Mhm.
So, but the he goes through, you know, it kind of has almost a Pearl Harbor feel. It starts out with the love story,
Kinda like, yeah,
and
love
all
story.
that. Yeah, which is cool, whatever.
Yeah.
But the first, and then he goes through basic, and he has issues in basic, like I'm sure some people know the story of him. You know, like he had certain beliefs which he stuck to as a man, not to touch a weapon. So he wouldn't pick up a weapon, he
Right.
wouldn't fire a weapon, or anything like that. So that caused a bunch of issues. He ended up getting court-martialed, sitting in jail, and all sorts of shit.
Wow.
Well, his dad, World War One vet, got talked to a guy he was in World War One with, who turned out to be, I think, a general or something.
Yeah.
Got a letter written about, you know, some of the policies that the army had or whatever that you can't, you know. So essentially, just got him out, but he's wanted to be a combat medic. And
So he wanted to fight. He just didn't want to fight.
he didn't want to fight. He wanted to help.
Right.
He wanted to save people.
Right.
That's why he wanted to be a combat medic, because they didn't have to fucking fire a weapon.
Right.
But at that first, the first scene of war, when they go up Hacksaw Ridge, I literally was on my couch like this, all comfortable, just waiting for, you know, nothing special, something typical in a war movie or whatever.
Right.
It got fucking gory. I went up and I went, what the fuck? And I'm like, holy shit. I was getting into it. I was like, god damn.
Yeah.
There was blood, piss and ass everywhere.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was an amazing movie. And then after that, the guy stayed up there and he saved fucking 50 something dudes,
That's
pulling
awesome.
each one back and taking them off the ridge and roping them down. The guy had blisters on his hands.
And the
stuff.
movie's all based on an actual person, right?
Yes, true story. True story.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I think he got like Silver Star or Bronze Star or something like that.
See, guys like that. See, that's what.
Genuine hero.
I don't want to put down Congressional Medal of Honor winners at any point, but I feel like some of the stuff that I've heard of people doing, like there's more people that deserve the Congressional Medal of Honor.
Right.
And I realize it's the highest prestige in this and that.
Yep.
But there are so many things that I've heard of, like that I feel deserve. Like, and I get like Silver Star is awesome, Bronze Star is awesome, like. But I mean, just like that, the dude never picked up a weapon.
Right.
And saved so many people, and
He got the end of the movie. He kicked a grenade or something like that, and he took shrapnel, and it jacked up his leg and shit.
Yeah.
So it was like two grenades that they were surrendering or something, and then they all threw frags out, and he like threw one back, and then kicked another one, and it blew up. So he got wounded at the end of the second fight. And Saturday, it was on a Saturday because that's his Sabbath.
Mm.
So he doesn't work on Saturdays.
Huh.
And the rest of the company, I don't remember how big it was, student company or whatever, they would not go up Hacksaw Ridge without him because of his actions the day before of saving all those people,
That's awesome.
including one of his sergeants, and everyone was wrong about him, and they, I think it was this captain came up to him and said, I was wrong about you, I'm sorry, but the guys won't go up there without you. And he went up there with them, and they waited till he was done praying to go up there.
That's awesome.
And he's just private. He won private.
Everybody's waiting on him.
And the whole, I mean, it had to have been a fucking battalion or
So this is
something.
gonna be one of those movies where I'm gonna cry like a little bitch, isn't it?
I cried. I don't cry. I don't cry, and I cried.
I'm an emotional man. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I I was watching YouTube videos today of fuck what America's Got Talent and shit,
Oh my god, he's just on his period.
and I'm watching these. Simon Cowell cried at this one guy's story, and,
Oh, really?
and the way he sang and what he's singing about, like his conviction for that song. Like Simon had no words to say at the end of the show, and he's sitting there like going like this,
I think I've seen
wiping tears, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, you know, I wasn't crying, but you know how when you're trying not to cry and your throat hurts really bad? That's what I was doing. Like, it was bad. So, yeah. I mean, war movies, there's been a lot of movies.
What's your favorite?
My favorite war movie?
Yeah.
Ooh. I really like We Were Soldiers.
It's fantastic. And Hal Moore just
Yeah.
recently
Again-
passed away.
Again, based on a true story.
Yep.
I cry like a little bitch at that movie every time.
Oh, definitely. Especially where what's his face starts kind of tearing up.
Yeah, well, at the end where Mel Gibson's talking to the reporter guy.
Yep.
And
That's
he's like, you gotta tell the story. He's like, I don't know how. I'm just like, God, fuck you.
Keep it together. Keep it together.
Pearl Harbor. Cry at that movie every time I watch it, and
A great action movie, but just it's. I don't think it's one of the best.
it's not one of the best, but I cry at it. When Ben Affleck and
The child's running around in the field and
no,
they're
before
flying.
that, when they're sitting there and he's dying because he's gotten shot.
Oh, when Danny's dying.
Yeah,
Okay.
and he's sitting there and he's like, you need to go take care of her. He's like, you need to stay alive because you're gonna be a daddy.
Yeah.
And I'm
that
like,
was a little bit.
Oh, fuck you. Oh, fuck you. That's a really good one. Probably one of my, and it's not really a war movie per se.
In the army now.
No, not that one. That's a good one though too.
Is it hot and Chad?
Is it hot and Chad? But Heartbreak Ridge.
Oh. Ooh.
I love Clint Eastwood movies, and his portrayal of, I mean, I know he's not a drill sergeant, he's like their platoon sergeant,
Yeah.
but he acts like, and I guess that's the way the Marines is. My brother told me like that's kind of how they are, and like the Marines, like it's basically like basic training throughout your entire career in the Marines.
Right.
But just the way he is with his guys, like it brings back memories. It's reminiscing, and I watched that movie. I'm like, yep.
Yeah, but you gotta love Clint.
Who here thinks the barracks are good to go as is? Well, there you go. Democracy at its finest. We'll run instead. Right, phase. I mean, there's nothing better than, and then they go into combat, and like all the guys are like, oh shit, like the shit the gun he taught us was real. And I think that's kind of what, especially who was it? Juan Pablo plays the black guy in that movie that's doing the whole rock star thing on the side.
Oh yeah, the Thriller in Manila.
Yeah. He like really grows on the gunny on Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
And when they go into, I don't remember what happened, but they end up in I think they both got arrested.
Yeah, and he's in the brig.
And they end up in the bar together with the sergeant major, and
Yep.
he's talking about, he's like, what's Heartbreak Ridge? And he's like, oh, we fought for 3 days, and by the time it was all said and done, it was just him, and he charged a machine gun nest just by himself and took out like 30 guys.
Yep.
And all this other shit, and it's one of those movies where you can just picture yourself sitting around the VFW, talking with your buddies, like, oh man, I remember this time, back in Iraq where it was like, oh, we ain't gonna make it through this, boys.
Yeah, Fury was good. I like
Fury.
Fury.
Greatest job I ever had.
Greatest job.
I
ever
love
had.
that movie, but I'm kind of partial to it because I was a tanker in the army. So
Yeah, well that's true. My grandpa was a tanker, and that was pretty much about his unit.
Really?
Because come to find out, what I learned was that my grandfather was in a similar situation to where him and like one or two other guys came back. He was also a tanker, and
Yeah.
it fucked him up.
Yeah.
Fucked him up. So it was that movie kind of was near and dear to my heart.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, you got so many good ones nowadays. You got Black Hawk Down,
Yeah.
which was fantastic.
Oh, great movie.
Saving Private Ryan, of course.
Yep.
But I have to say, Hacksaw Ridge just kind of took it. I think it.
That's your new number one, huh?
It might
That's
be.
your new boo.
Yeah, it might be my new boo. Might be my new boo. I watched that. What's the one with the kid?
Max.
No,
That was a great movie.
just came out. Oh shit. It's about he did some shit in the army and over in Iraq.
Somebody's half long, half
Yeah,
time
yeah,
walk.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Have you seen that?
I watched it.
Is it good?
It was okay. Wasn't bad.
It's got Vin Diesel in it.
It's got Vin Diesel in it
It's
briefly.
Diesel time.
Not much of a Diesel fan.
I just watched a video today I'd never seen before. Sorry to interrupt, but
No.
it was kind of got me a little teary-eyed. It was Brian, aka Paul Walker.
Yeah.
And it was like kind of a behind-the-scene thing. He had Tyrese Gibson was go through. He's like Vin. And you see this guy in this hooded sweatshirt. He's all muscled out, and he goes through. He's like, Vin, man, everybody's looking for you. He pulls up the hood. It's Brian in a muscle suit.
Oh, I think I saw that.
He's got like a thing over his head. He's like, Brian, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, I'm Vin Diesel. He's all like, Brah, it's Diesel time. And like, that's just kind of guy that Paul Walker was. He liked to joke around and stuff. So.
Yeah. You still didn't answer my question though.
What was the question? Sorry.
What's your favorite war movie?
My favorite war movie. I'm gonna go ahead and say Black Hawk Down.
That's a good choice. Good choice.
It's a modern movie. Actually, that movie makes me cry too.
Yeah, it kind of set when that movie came out, it kind of set the tone for guys our age that wanted to, that were now transitioning to make that choice of joining the military and stuff like that. So I mean, that movie, as I know, as I've heard from other people, podcasts like Matt Best, that paved the way for him to want to become a ranger.
Really?
So yeah, like that movie, it helped make choices for a lot of guys.
Yeah.
And a lot of badass guys, because Matt Best ain't no pussy.
Right.
Badass. But
true story. Matt Best lives up in Fort Wayne, don't he?
No.
He
lives in Salt Lake City, Utah.
He used to live in Fort Wayne.
His ex-wife, I believe, is from Fort Wayne.
See, from what I understand, he used to live up there.
He might have. I don't know.
Because Adam Stewart, is friends with the girl
Mel.
that he was dating.
His ex-wife.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I've seen her out a few times or whatever. She lives in Miami now, I guess.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got her on Snapchat and shit. But
Matt Best is just like a cool guy, though.
he is. He's a really down-to-earth guy. He's pretty cool from what I gathered and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Funny, a lot of humor like us and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Just
Range 15, one of the greatest war movies ever.
I mean, that's in like my top 5. So.
Oh yeah, I got the digital copy. I got the Blu-ray. I laugh at it every fucking time.
The thing I really like about Matt Best is like he was a ranger. He did his time.
He did contracting right after that, so I mean that dude's been on plenty of deployments.
Yeah, but he comes back home to help take care of other veterans.
Yes, which is a huge thing. Like that movie that they put out. They did a USO tour.
Mm-hmm.
They work closely with a lot of. I mean, he's now part of Black Rifle Coffee Company. If you guys know what's going on with that, the whole Starbucks thing and stuff like that. They vowed. Evan Hafer vowed to hire 10,000 veterans.
Yeah.
So, which is a huge fucking deal.
Yeah.
Our veterans need a job before these fucking 10,000 refugees.
Yeah. don't even get me started on that whole thing. I'll
Oh,
go on like
man.
a 2 hour rant about that shit.
Fucking, it's such bullshit. Like, come on,
Yeah.
take care of the people at home first, especially our veterans that are, out there
Yeah.
fighting for our right to do all this, and then you got
Yeah.
these dumb little bitches crying on the sidewalk because of fucking Trump and all this other
The thing that I'm just gonna do just like a real. I know I could go on for hours, but I just want to do a real quick rant. You have these guys who signed up, volunteered, fought for our country, came back, getting spit in their face from Vietnam, shit and that like that, and then you have these whiny ass bitchy little kids that can't go to school the next day because Trump won the fucking presidency.
Yeah.
I just these guys went and did fucking 4 tours in a foreign country where not only could another man with a rifle kill you, but you had fucking prostitutes that would slit your dick open. You had malaria. You had Agent Orange. There were so many ways you could die. Like your chances of living in Vietnam were fucking horrible. And you got these whiny ass fucking kids that can't go to school for a day because they get pizza bought for them because a fucking man won the presidency.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous, and that's sad that that's what it's come down to. Which whatever, have your own opinions and all that, but
I don't mind people having their own opinions. That's what America's all about. Have your own opinions.
Yeah.
Speak freedom of speech, freedom of religion, you have freedom to. Well, you can't masturbate in public because that's illegal, but
yeah, unfortunately.
maybe after 9/11, thanks a lot, Bin Laden.
Thanks a lot, Bin Laden. Way to go.
But it just the way people approach stuff is there's a difference in freedom of speech and being disrespectful.
They think it's entitlement.
Yeah.
Which is disrespectful, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna pull a dad card here, but there's so many more people that have it way worse than you do. You're getting a free, probably your parents, either your parents or the government is paying for your college education.
Right.
And you can't be grateful for anything.
No, of course not.
No.
They weren't brought up that way.
Nope.
And that's one big thing with my son is you're going to be brought up not to be entitled. That you have to work hard for what you want.
Yep.
It's not going to be handed to you on a silver platter.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to fucking work for it.
We're getting way too political for this fucking podcast.
Shit. Whoa.
But on a veteran note, I got a buddy down in Texas that runs this program called OP Veteran. I just want to give a shout out to him. Check it out. They're doing a lot of good in the veteran community. A lot of well, you know him. It's Steve.
Oh, Steve?
Yeah.
Steve's down there doing shit.
He's down there. He's heading up an organization called OP Veteran in Texas. They did last year. They did this big deal called I can't think of what the name was now. I'm sorry, Steve, if you're watching this or going to watch this, but basically they brought in all these veteran organizations to this big festival. Stuff for veteran suicide, stuff for VA stuff, to help you get into that. Just support groups, period. I think they had like 150 vendors at this thing at a VFW.
That's awesome.
And it was basically free. Come in, they did food, booze, and they had all these tents and booths set up to where you could find organizations that could help you out.
Oh wow, that's fucking rad.
I mean,
good on you, Steve.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of really good stuff. They have another thing coming up. I believe I saw it was in either the middle of this month or the middle of April. Another big deal coming up, but he's doing a lot of really good things in the veteran community, and he's a veteran, so
yeah,
he's not like one of these guys just like, oh, I want to help these guys out. Like he's been through shit. Like I was in a tour in Iraq with this dude, so
yeah.
I mean, it's really good. If you get a chance, check it out. I think OP Veteran on Facebook.
Yeah.
So
I'll definitely have to go and look that up. I didn't know he was doing that down there. And
yeah.
I haven't. I haven't played Steve or
yeah.
fucking Dusty since
yeah.
Modern Warfare 2 days.
Yep.
So I kind of miss them guys.
I got both of them on Facebook. Steve and Mike. Mike's actually living down in Texas now again too. So I'm sure he's probably kind of getting involved with the stuff that Steve's doing.
Good.
But yeah, they're doing a lot of really good stuff with the veteran community. So
That's awesome. Awesome. OP veteran. Check them out.
yep, check them out on Facebook. OP Veteran. If you're a veteran, go check them out. Hit them up. They're down in the Texas area. So
Good deal.
yeah.
Good deal. Yeah. I don't know. It makes me happy to hear that people are getting more and more into that and helping the veterans and stuff like that. And it, you know,
There's
it,
for a long time there was a lot of like I think disconnect. It was almost like people kind of compared the Iraq and Afghanistan war to Vietnam because so many veterans were coming home.
messed up.
Just because there were so many of us though.
Yeah.
I mean there was a
What are we going on? 15 years?
yeah. I mean and there's like
16 years?
there was like the huge troop surge in like '04, '05
Yeah.
where they were just sending so many people over there and then they're coming back and there's just not enough. There's not enough VA to help, so you have to get these third party people invited. And there wasn't anybody out there,
Right.
and now more and more people are starting these organizations that are really helping out veterans and stuff. So
Yeah, and you know, and that's the thing. There's plenty of them out there. I mean, you
Mhm.
got the Raker Project. You got
yep,
Derek White is doing. He's got one for fitness.
yep. You got Operation Wounded Soldier.
Yeah. You got Boot Campaign.
Yep.
All sorts of them. So I mean, never. You know, the veterans should never feel that they're alone because there's plenty of them. I
There's
mean,
so many
I'll
out
even
there.
plug a different podcast, the Drinking Bros podcast. You know, which is a huge thing in the veteran
Mhm.
community, and
Yep.
they're amazing, and they have pages all over Facebook. One of them's Vigilant Guard, and they really majority of them they're either Leos or they're medics, or
Mhm.
they're veterans,
Yeah.
and they're Vigilant Guard's there to help if you're ever feeling suicidal.
Right. Right.
So you go on there, and I've seen lots of these posts where these guys, they're like, well, I'm not doing too good and stuff like that. And these motherfuckers just jump on them.
Yeah.
They jump on them and they help them and they give them the contact, info. They're always there. There's always someone on. There's always someone watching. So they never feel that you're alone when
Right.
you got people like that. And I'm sure Steve's doing the same stuff down
Yeah.
in Texas. I'm
Oh,
sure,
he is.
Like
He is. He actually just got
it's
his.
a big thing.
He's either working on or just got his degree for like his main thing is he wants to help veterans. So he's working on getting a degree or has got it already in psychology. Like that's what he wants to do. He wants to be a veteran. Basically focus on veteran psychology, like helping people through shit.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's
So.
amazing. Yeah, there's plenty of outlets that guys can take, and I'm really happy to see it. Got a little deep there.
It was a little deep, but I just want to plug that stuff out there because we're all about having fun, having a good time,
Definitely.
talking random shit,
Oh, definitely.
having lots of laughs. But we're also here for you guys. So
Yeah.
we want to help everybody out. Basically, the whole drunk and disorderly thing. We're a bunch of friends come together, have a good time. Share some information about video games, movies, nerd stuff. Because we're all nerds.
All nerds.
Nerds.
Nerd.
But we also care about you guys, so we want to help people out too.
Yeah, definitely, and especially in big, in the veteran community. So
Mhm.
if you guys do need information or anything, please hit us up. We'll get you to the right channels
Yep.
and people you need to talk to. And definitely go down if you're in Texas or whatever. Support Steve and his ventures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Deep.
Want to shed a tear now?
You would, baby.
But yeah. So I don't know. Tech stuff. We haven't
Tech
talked about
stuff.
any kind of tech stuff.
It's been a while. I haven't really been too much into the tech stuff lately.
I've got a few cliff notes.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What you got?
AMD's starting to try and claw their way back into shit again.
Oh.
They've they've got a new architecture coming out, Ryzen.
Ryzen, never heard of it.
It's new stuff. It's not out yet. It's supposed to be on their new chipset coming out sometime this year. Again, it's supposed to be basically it's gonna be catching up to Intel because Intel's always been head of the game.
Oh, definitely.
So it's always kind of been one of those things where if you want good productivity, Intel's the way to go. If you want a cheap build on a computer, AMD's the way to go.
Yeah, it's been that way for years.
But they're supposedly coming out with this new chipset, Ryzen, that will outperform. They're claiming it will outperform the new Intel chips. And they had it. They had a demo of it running Battlefield 1, but they didn't really have too many specs on the rest of the computer. So you don't know if they were running the same graphics card in both, and the Intel chipset in one and AMD in the other, or if they were running, a GTX 1080 versus a GTX 1060 in one and the other.
Right.
But the frames per second held up better on the Ryzen platform than it did on the new Intel chipset, and it could be good. They may be getting up there. The main thing will be because AMD's thing's always been they've always been cheaper than Intel. That's why it's always been the go-to. Is that, like I said, if you want to build a good computer, you buy Intel. If you want to build a budget computer, I don't want to say cheap because it's not really cheap, but if you want to build a budget computer, you go AMD.
Yeah, if you're balling on a budget, you go AMD.
Yeah, so it'll be kind of interesting to see once the chipset actually comes out. Like I said, it's just it's not I think it's in production, but they haven't released it to the market yet. So that's their kind of new thing.
You were talking to me about the PlayStation and Xbox.
Oh,
let's see, get him going on this.
Console hardware. So
get him going on this. He's a little upset, people.
I got my tax check right, and I'm like, I want to get a new system. I have a 4K TV and I have absolutely nothing to play 4K on.
Right.
Nothing. I don't have a 4K player. I've looked up 4K Blu-ray players, and you're looking at $250 to $300.
Oh yeah, they're pricey.
I could go buy an Xbox One S that will play 4K Blu-rays, and it will stream 4K Netflix and other website streaming services, but it won't play 4K fucking games.
He's fucking salty about it.
It's $299 for the Xbox One S, which will play 4K media, but it won't play 4K games. Now I could go get the PS4 Pro, which is $499, which is literally $200 more. No, I think it's $399. It's $100 more, and it'll play 4K games all day, every day, and VR, and run it in perfect 60 frames per second.
Oof.
But it won't play 4K fucking Blu-rays. They don't. How does Sony, the company that came up with Blu-ray, not put a fucking 4K drive in their $400 gaming system that'll play? First off, I want to know how you can play 4K games and not play 4K Blu-rays.
I don't know. I mean...
And the same with Xbox. How can you play 4K Blu-rays and not play 4K games? I don't understand. Maybe I'm just a fucking idiot. I'm not that much of a nerd that I don't understand how technology works. But I don't understand how you can play a movie at 60 frames a second in 4K and not be able to play a game at 60 frames a second 4K.
Oh, man.
And the same with... here's the thing that really bottles. It's like when all your thoughts get trapped in your head like a bottle. Here's my thing that I don't understand is on PC. I've been back and forth between console and PC. I don't know if I want to build a better PC or if I want to get a new console. Now the difference is going to be about $500 either way I go.
Right.
So if I want to build a better PC, it's going to be about $1,000. If I want to get a different console, it's going to be about $500, give or take. So I've been doing research into the building of the PC. Did you know that there are zero 4K Blu-ray players for PC?
I didn't know that.
Because you don't need a 4K Blu-ray player on PC.
What?
What you need is a Blu-ray player that will play high compressed Blu-rays and a graphics card that will support 4K to play a 4K movie on your PC.
No shit.
There's no specific drive for 4K. It's a Blu-ray drive. The difference is that there's a Blu-ray drive and there's a compressed Blu-ray drive. And the difference in price is about $10.
No shit.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Now the difference in price for a graphics card
Oh well.
is about $300.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So my graphics card, which is like 4 years old, will play 1080p Blu-rays because I have a Blu-ray drive in my computer.
Right.
The graphics card won't play 4K. My Blu-ray drive that I bought 4 years ago will probably play 4. It will read 4K Blu-rays.
No shit.
So tell me how the fuck these companies can play games. How can PlayStation play games in 4K but not Blu-rays in 4K, and Xbox can play Blu-rays in 4K but not games in 4K? I don't understand.
I don't understand it either. You know, you think you'd want to be at the top of the you know.
Here's where it comes in. The Xbox Project Scorpio, which is yet to be released, is supposed to be relatively close to the specs of the PlayStation 4 Pro. It will play games in 4K, and it will play movies in 4K. It's going to be a $500 system at launch, so $100 more than the PlayStation 4 Pro.
Right.
$200 more than the PlayStation or the Xbox One S, and it's not even out yet.
Shit. So they're just building up for something else.
They've realized. I think the thing is that these companies have realized that the life cycle going from PS2 to PS3 and from PS3 to PS4 is too long. They can't make any money off the console.
Right.
And so now they're starting to do this whole, they call it, according to all the tech companies, it's a mid-cycle upgrade. And apparently 4K is not even like the greatest thing out right now. They actually have, what was the thing I watched the other day? 8K?
I thought it was 6. I thought I heard something about a 6K.
I think I watched a video the other day. It was 8K is the newest thing out. They don't have any TVs that'll play it, but they have devices that will record in 8K.
Huh.
And I mean, at that point, 1080p was amazing.
Oh fuck yeah!
You watched it and you're like, oh my god, it's like looking out the
So
window.
real.
It's like looking out the window,
So
man.
Well, yeah, I mean, you remember that? Did you ever watch that YouTube video? Or it was like a commercial or something like that. That they set up TVs. It might have been for 4K. I don't remember. But they set up TVs in like this fucking window, and they had like this asteroid come down behind a guy that was like doing a job interview.
Yeah.
And these people fucking freaked out because it looked so goddamn real.
Right.
So they freaked out, and they're like taking cover underneath the table and shit like that, not knowing what to do. So, like, yeah, I mean, man, when 4K came out, like, I was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like, I stood at Best Buy at the drooling over the fucking
Right.
thing, just mouth wide open.
And when they first came out, they were so expensive.
Oh, I know.
It was
I know it.
You couldn't touch a 4K for under $2,000.
Fuck no. Especially, I mean, if you go, like, if you're gonna buy 4K, if you're gonna buy anything, TV-wise technology, I'm a Samsung guy. I think Samsung's the best out there.
The whole brand war thing, I've figured out in my many years of wisdom that the whole brand thing anymore is just a hoax.
Yeah.
Everybody's got their personal favorite.
They do.
Some people like Samsung, some people like LG,
Sony,
some people like Sony.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I have an LG TV, but that's all I could
I,
afford.
I have an LG TV.
I like it. Does what I need to do.
Really, honestly, the only difference I've ever found between between brands, well, as far as TVs go, is features.
Yeah.
You have, LG's got the whole the stream play like built in their TVs.
Yeah.
I can go on YouTube on my phone and I can hit the little stream button. As long as I have it set up on the same network, it'll stream it to my TV.
Yeah, I'll poop it right up there.
Samsung, because they're a multi uh, facet company, they link everything together. So if you have a Samsung phone and a Samsung TV, it works
Yep.
perfectly in sync with each other.
Yep.
You've got Sony. They for a long time they were the only people. If you had a PS4 or PS3, you could do the system link with the TV. It's where when you turn on your PlayStation 3 through the HDMI cable, it would turn on your TV too. You only had to hit one button; it would turn on everything.
Yeah, yeah. I think the Xbox did that at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, now like so many people have caught on to it. They've integrated that. It's the like the HDMI control link or something like that, and
Mhm.
they've locked onto that. But at the beginning, it was Sony.
Right.
Sony TV, Sony PlayStation. You hit your PlayStation button, boom, PlayStation comes on, TV comes on. You got Sony surround sound. The surround sound comes on. Like everything was linked together,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it's all about what do you want.
Features.
I mean, at this point, like when technology's new, certain people have an edge on certain different things. Apple has always had the fucking cutting edge on phones
Yeah. Yeah.
for the most part.
I'm not an Apple person. Obviously
I have an
got a
iPhone now.
Galaxy.
But
yeah,
you gotta admit though, Apple has always been. They had the fucking App Store on iPhones before Android even came around.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, it was Apple Store, Apple Store, Apple Store, and then all of a sudden it was the Android Store, and then Google's like, we see a market here, so they bought us. So now it's the Google Play Store.
Yeah.
It, Apple's
Apple definitely paved the way.
yeah, Apple's always been kind of on their game with the whole phone thing. Samsung's getting there with phones.
They got the VR.
Samsung has the VR. I mean, Apple really. That's really what blows my mind is Apple has not done anything with VR yet.
Well, yeah, and you can get the off-brand VR.
Yeah, and play with and
yeah.
download the program on.
Yeah, but I heard it's
But
shit.
but Apple has not done anything with VR. Samsung has, Sony has. You have these other companies that are kind of paving the way for VR.
Right.
Apple's like iPhone 14 coming out this weekend.
Yeah, when 15 is coming out the following weekend. Jesus Christ.
So it's like I said, it's kind of like what you're into with technology. So
yeah, I mean, that's the thing, and that's one of the downsides of Apple. I mean, Christ, they put out more phones than a Mexican does babies. You know.
Or the Mexican does out of a car.
That's true.
I watched Cat Williams on Netflix the other day.
I love Cat Williams.
And he was talking about, he was going through, like, the thing I love about Cat Williams is he makes fun of everybody. There's no racial anything. He makes fun of black people, he makes fun of white people, he makes fun of Mexicans.
Right.
And he was talking, I was watching the Pimp Chronicles Volume 1.
Oh, I love that.
And he's like, how many motherfuckers can you fit in a car? Like, they coming out there just like, and I'm like, God damn, that's a Honda Civic. But, yeah.
Yeah, good old Cat Williams. God, he's hilarious.
Yep.
Hilarious.
Alright, guys, well, I think that's going to about wrap up this show. We've been talking on for quite a while, and I'm pretty sure it's probably been over an hour.
Yeah, about an hour, 7 minutes, and 39 seconds.
Oh.
Oh shit, look at that, we got one of them timers.
I don't even see the timer, I don't know where the fuck's that.
It's down there. By the CPU. Knife hand.
Hashtag General Mattis. So, thanks for tuning in, guys. Thanks for
guys.
watching. This is going to be on our saved videos, so go back and watch it, share with your friends.
Yeah. hopefully Miller will be back next episode.
Next episode.
If not.
Also, real quick plug. Buddy of mine, Vaughn, his band just got signed to a new label.
They do the opening song to our show.
Yep, Dreaming Wake. They just got signed to a new label. They're releasing a new album in April, and they're actually going on a national tour starting next month, I think.
Fuck yeah, dude.
They'll actually be in Detroit, in Chicago. No Indiana dates. I told them to fuck off.
Yeah, that's shitty.
I know. Vaughn, if you're watching this, Indiana, Fort Wayne,
Indiana.
You got Pierre's, you got the Rusty Spur, you got My Backyard. Wherever. But they're gonna be touring, so go check them out. Their new album comes out. They have a short EP. I think it's like got 6 or 7 songs on it. One of the songs is our intro song. But maybe getting him on here next episode.
Yeah, hopefully it'd be nice to chat with him.
Do a little interview with him, talk about the new album coming out and the tour coming up. So that'll be good.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. One hell of a show.
It should be a good show.
Yeah, it will be.
Miller will be back, hopefully.
Hopefully.
We'll have Vaughn in here, talking about Dreaming Awake, jamming out. We'll do an acoustic set with him.
Hey.
Hey. So, alright guys, thanks for watching.
Thank you.
We'll see you next episode. It'll be 2 weeks from today. Until then,
good night, kids.
go fuck yourself, San Diego.